Hey there, YouTube. This is IntelliQuick the Coin Medic. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I want to talk to you about something interesting. I want to talk to you about the blessing in buying precious metals. Yes, I'm a spiritual person, so I said the blessing in buying precious metals. And let me explain to you exactly what I'm talking about. The beginning of this year, March, the end of March, I was laid off from my job, okay? And I had never been laid off before, so of course I was aggravated and I was very annoyed about being laid off. It was definitely a shock to my system and I didn't expect it. I kind of saw that that we were going through a shift because the pandemic had hit here. It had hit here in the United States. So I knew that it would be some hardship, but I didn't think it would lead to me and many others, millions of others getting laid off, but it did. So, I applied for my unemployment, started receiving unemployment, of course. And I remember the week when the pandemic hit, silver dropped to about $12.50. I remember seeing that in the morning, dropped to $12.50. And I remember calling a buddy of mine and telling him about it. And, he ended up purchasing some items. And I purchased some items as well. These items here is pretty much what I purchased as far as .999 fine silver. This is what I purchased. I showed you the junk silver I have purchased during the pandemic, but these coins in generic rounds you see here is what I purchased, let's say, the first week of the pandemic hitting here in the United States. And I remember buying these. And when I bought these, I paid $17.76 a piece for these. And I remember buying them saying to myself, these will probably go up in value. And I was just on APMEX site today, and these coins right here, they are selling these for $50 a piece. $50 a piece, something like $49, but $50 a piece basically. And I was just like, wow. And so that got me to thinking about my portfolio. So what I did, I looked at my spreadsheets and I just started going through my portfolio, and I realized something very interesting. And what I noticed was that the increase in my portfolio, the amount of the increase in my portfolio was actually greater than if I would have worked for the past 6 months. Yeah, that blew my mind. When I looked at everything, I realized that. And I am basing that off of melt value. That if I decided to sell some of my silver or gold, that I could have actually lived off of it because of the increase that silver and gold has experienced would have been substantial, actually more substantial than going to work. And realizing that, for me, that was mind-blowing. That was mind-blowing to recognize. I just call that a blessing. Like I said, I definitely, as a Christian, I call it a blessing. You may call it something else, but I call it a blessing. Because it made me realize doing this was well worth it. Buying precious metals was well worth it. We always hear people say pay yourself first, and normally they mean throwing the money into a savings account, or something like that, or maybe, putting more money and you're making sure you put money into your 401k. But I like things that I can touch. I like things that I have access to right now. I don't have to be 59 and a half to access my precious metals. And so, just the idea of thinking that if push came to shove, that I could take this and cash some of it in, catch a certain amount of it in, or sell it to one of the online bullion dealers and make out fine and not have to struggle, that's an awesome thing. You know, we always talk about hedging against inflation, you know, to protect our wealth. But to think about it on that level as a, you know, with the pandemic hitting and then knowing that I can use this as a means to sustain myself right now, that's awesome. So I just wanted to share that with you and say, continue stacking, continue to do what you've been doing. And if you're new to this, don't get discouraged because of the prices. I remember when I started, silver was around $22, $23. So it's never too late. You know, the price of silver may go back down or it may continue to go up. Either way, you'll be prepared for any situation that comes your way. And I just wanted to share this with you guys. Thanks for tuning in and keep stacking. Talk to you later.